Picture this: the power grid goes down for weeks, supply chains collapse. Store shelves are empty within hours. Now ask yourself, could your family survive for 3 months, 6 months, or even a year without access to a grocery store? Most people can't. But here's the good news. There are specific canned and preserved foods that can last not just years, but decades. Some never expire at all when stored properly. In the next few minutes, you're going to discover 12 essential foods that form the backbone of an indestructible survival pantry. These aren't your average canned goods. We're talking about items with shelf lives of 10, 20, even 30 plus years. You'll learn exactly what to stockpile, why these specific products outperform everything else, and how to build a food reserve that requires almost zero maintenance but delivers maximum security when you need it most. Welcome to Crisis Horizon, where we cut through the noise and give you practical, actionable survival strategies. If you're serious about protecting your family and being prepared for whatever comes next, hit that like button and subscribe. We're building a community of people who refuse to be caught unprepared when crisis strikes. Let's dive in. When disaster hits, your body doesn't care about your stockpile of crackers and rice. It needs protein. Without adequate protein, your body starts breaking down muscle tissue for energy. You become weak, fatigued, and vulnerable. That's why protein must be the absolute foundation of any serious survival pantry. And when it comes to long-term protein storage, nothing beats properly canned and preserved meats. The beauty of canned proteins is simple. They're shelf-stable, nutrient-dense, and incredibly versatile. A single can of tuna or chicken can be the centerpiece of multiple meals. You can eat it straight from the can in an emergency, or incorporate it into soups, casseroles, sandwiches, and salads when you have more time and resources. This versatility matters because food fatigue is real. Even in survival situations, eating the same thing every day destroys morale. Let's talk specifics. Quality canned meats like tuna, chicken, and beef will last anywhere from 4 to 10 years depending on storage conditions. Keep them in a cool, dark, dry place, ideally between 50 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and they'll remain safe and nutritious well beyond their printed dates. Bumblebee's solid white tuna is an exceptional choice here. With a shelf life of 2 to 4 years, this isn't the cheapest tuna on the market, but there's a reason for that. The quality is significantly higher, the protein content is excellent, and the texture holds up beautifully over time. Each can is lightweight and stackable, making it perfect for maximizing storage space. You can use it for a tuna salad, mix it into pasta, or eat it directly with some crackers when you need quick fuel. Now let's talk about a game changer that most preppers overlook: Yoder's canned bacon. Yes, you read that right. Bacon that lasts over 10 years without refrigeration. This isn't some strange, unrecognizable product. It's real, delicious bacon that's been cooked and canned using specialized techniques. Open a can, and you've got ready-to-eat bacon that can be eaten cold or warmed up. Think about what this means in a crisis scenario. Bacon isn't just food, it's comfort, it's familiarity. It's a morale booster when everything else feels uncertain and scary. The psychological impact of familiar foods during stressful times cannot be overstated. And speaking of comfort foods with serious staying power, Hormel chili no beans deserves a permanent spot in your stockpile. With a 3 to 5 year shelf life, this isn't just a quick meal solution, it's a complete protein package that requires zero preparation. You can eat it cold if necessary, though it's obviously better heated. Use it as a base for other meals, pour it over rice, or eat it straight from the can. The savory, familiar flavor provides both nutrition and psychological comfort, which are equally important when you're facing an extended emergency. Protein keeps you alive, but vitamins and minerals keep you healthy. Without them, you'll face scurvy, weakened immunity, and a host of other deficiency diseases that can be just as deadly as starvation. This is where canned vegetables become non-negotiable components of your survival strategy. Standard canned vegetables like green beans, peas, and corn maintain their nutritional value for 3 to 8 years when stored properly. That's 3 to 8 years of vitamin A, vitamin C, fiber, and essential minerals sitting safely in your pantry, ready to go at a moment's notice. They require minimal preparation, just open and heat, or eat them cold if you're in a true emergency. The key here is variety.
Don't just stock one type of vegetable. Rotate between green beans, peas, corn, carrots, and mixed vegetables. This diversity ensures you're getting a broad spectrum of nutrients and prevents the food fatigue that destroys morale during extended crises. But here's where things get really interesting. If you want to think beyond the standard 5 to 8 year time frame, you need to understand the power of dried beans and freeze-dried vegetables. Dried beans, when stored in airtight containers with oxygen absorbers in a cool, dry location, can last over 30 years. 30 years. Think about that. You could store beans today and your grandchildren could eat them safely. Beans are high in protein, absolutely packed with fiber, and incredibly versatile. You can make soups, stews, refried beans, bean salads, or simply cook them as a side dish. Black beans, pinto beans, kidney beans, navy beans, diversify your selection, and you've got decades of nutrition locked away.
With a 25 to 30 year shelf life, these peas are nutritionally dense, lightweight, and incredibly easy to rehydrate. Just add water, and within minutes, you've got vegetables that taste fresh and maintain most of their original nutritional content. They're perfect for adding to soups, rice dishes, or eating as a standalone side. The weight savings alone make freeze-dried options attractive. They're a fraction of the weight of canned goods, which matters if you ever need to relocate your stockpile. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Complete, ready-to-eat meals. Campbell's Chunky Soup, specifically their chunky beef with country vegetables, offers a 2 to 5 year shelf life and provides a hearty, nutritious meal in a single can. You get protein from the beef, carbohydrates from the potatoes, and vitamins from the vegetables, all in one convenient package. You can eat it as is for a quick meal, or use it as a base for a larger dish by adding rice, pasta, or additional vegetables. But if you really want to elevate your long-term food storage game, Mountain House freeze-dried meals are in a category of their own. Their beef stroganoff and similar offerings have shelf lives exceeding 30 years. These aren't basic survival rations. They're actually good food that happens to last 3 decades. Preparation couldn't be simpler. Add hot water, wait a few minutes, and you've got a complete meal that tastes like real food, not cardboard survival rations. The quality difference between cheap freeze-dried meals and Mountain House products is night and day. Yes, they're more expensive up front, but when you're calculating cost per meal over a 30-year period, the value proposition becomes clear. Let's talk about something most preppers completely miss: fats. Everyone focuses on protein and carbohydrates, but dietary fat is essential for hormone production, vitamin absorption, brain function, and long-term energy. The problem is that fats typically go rancid quickly, making long-term storage challenging. Enter red feather canned butter. This is real butter canned using New Zealand preservation techniques that lasts for years without refrigeration. The taste and texture are remarkably close to fresh butter. You can use it for cooking, spread it on bread, add it to vegetables, or incorporate it into baking if you're in a situation where you have those resources available. Beyond the practical nutritional benefits, butter represents normalcy. It's one of those small luxuries that makes food taste like real food rather than survival rations. That psychological component, feeling like you're still living rather than just surviving during extended emergencies, can be the difference between maintaining hope and sliding into despair during extended emergencies. Speaking of items that add quality to survival situations, let's talk about foods that provide both nutrition and psychological uplift. Dole pineapple chunks are packed with vitamin C, which is crucial for immune function and preventing scurvy during extended periods without fresh produce. But beyond the nutritional value, canned fruit provides sweetness, variety, and a sense of normalcy that's easy to underestimate until you're eating the same beans and rice for weeks on end. The natural sugars provide quick energy, and the bright, fresh flavor breaks up the monotony of shelf-stable staples. Freeze-dried mozzarella cheese is another luxury item that's worth its weight in gold during long-term emergencies. Dairy is typically impossible to store long-term, but freeze-dried cheese solves this problem elegantly. It rehydrates well, maintains decent flavor, and can be used in countless ways, sprinkled on pasta, melted into dishes, or eaten as a snack. Like butter, cheese represents comfort and familiarity. It transforms basic meals into something that feels more like real food rather than survival mode. Now, here's what ties this all together
together, your strategy. Stockpiling isn't just about buying a bunch of cans and forgetting about them. You need a system. First, calculate your needs based on family size. A general rule is to have at least 3 months of food per person, though 6 months to a year is ideal. Focus on foods your family actually eats. There's no point stockpiling items you hate because you won't rotate through them and they'll just sit there becoming less appetizing over time. Storage conditions matter immensely. Keep everything in a cool, dry, dark location. Temperature fluctuations and humidity are the enemies of long-term food storage. Basements are often ideal if they're not damp. Avoid attics where temperatures swing dramatically. Organize your stockpile so you can see everything at a glance. Use the FIFO method, first in, first out, even with items that last decades. This keeps everything rotating and ensures you're familiar with your own supplies. Here's the truth that nobody wants to hear, but everyone needs to understand. The time to prepare is before you need it. Once crisis hits, it's too late. The shelves are already empty, prices have already skyrocketed, you're competing with panicked masses who waited too long. But right now, today, you can calmly build a stockpile that will provide security, peace of mind, and literal survival insurance for you and your family. Start with 1 or 2 items from this list. Add to it every week or every month, whatever your budget allows. Within a few months, you'll have a foundation. Within a year, you'll have a comprehensive survival pantry that 99% of people will never have. So there you have it, 12 essential foods that form an indestructible survival pantry. From protein powerhouses like Bumblebee tuna and Yoder's bacon, to vegetables that last decades, to complete freeze-dried meals from Mountain House, to often overlooked items like red feather butter that make the difference between surviving and actually living well during extended emergencies.
This isn't about paranoia. This is about responsible planning. This is about refusing to be a victim of circumstances beyond your control. Drop a comment below and let me know what's already in your stockpile. What are you planning to add next? Share your strategies with the Crisis Horizon community. And if you found this valuable, subscribe to this channel. We're releasing content every week about practical survival strategies, emergency preparedness, and self-reliance skills that actually matter. Next time, we're diving into long-term water storage solutions and purification methods that could save your life. You won't want to miss it. Until then, stay prepared, stay safe, and remember, hope is not a strategy, but preparation is.